a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had at its disposal in 2018. My fellow citizens, through our time together, I held still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the root of our democratic journey. I am immensely proud that during my tenure, Liberia remained at peace with itself and at peace with its neighbor. Our armed forces, the force of good, were never turned against our own people, and external actions were confined to international peacekeeping mission under the United Nations. This peace, sustained by our own domestic resources, is a testament to the maturity and strength of our nation. We protected the inalienable rights of every Liberian citizen as enshrined in our Constitution. Freedom of speech, assembly, and expression were not only preserved, but celebrated. There were no political prisoners or prisoners of conscience during my entire term, a testament to the development of strong democratic institutions that are now not only hailed as competent and professional, but as trusted and credible. Liberia is now regarded as a pillar of democracy in West Africa and a shining example to the world. This was only made possible through our various collaborative efforts. I want to thank all Liberians, regardless of your political affiliation, for staying the course and helping build a stronger and more vibrant nation. As I step aside as President of Liberia, I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC, in order to ensure the continuation of our strong and vibrant democracy. I therefore urge you, my fellow citizens, to continue to be law-abiding and seek peaceful means to resolve differences, embrace tolerance and dialogue. Let us love one another and come together as one people, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us remember the strength of our unity, the resilience of our democracy, and the hope that lies in the future of Liberia. As we welcome a new era, let us move forward hands in hand with a shared commitment to building a united nation that will continue to strive on observing the tenets of democracy and adhering to the rule of law. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia.
Those who wrote the speech, inauguration day, everybody happy. We are rejoicing over the defeat of the old regime. We are rejoicing about our effort to bring a new regime. Then we sit down with happiness. We go write paper for that 79-year-old man. He's struggling to read. Then before that, I will tell United Nations, I will tell US, I will bring one for you. Because you think one for you, I'm trusting. I will tell the woman of reading, when you come to the place.
When you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices. Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries. But there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence 30 years prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years on conventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time with experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with a U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at Large for War Crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posit that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the special court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the...
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop slipping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your... Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go.
And I don't know, for some other reasons, for the last 2 weeks, I have fallen in love with most of these quotations from John C. Maxwell. And let me flag another one tonight for you. He says, a man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Don't worry, I will go over it again. John C. Maxwell said, a man must be big enough to admit to his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. I chose or selected this quotation for all of you seditionists, all of you reactions, all of you sympathizers of the CDC. You must be big enough to admit to your mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Don't run away from your mistakes. Texas people will always say, hey, it is our problem, it is our mistake. Let's own it. Let's face it and fix it. That's what makes you a man. You know why? Because that decision comes from the mind. I can always say to you, when they say that men are men, not an issue. Now your mind makes you a man. The decisions you make, your ability to own problems, your ability to accept challenges, face those challenges, own them, and fix them. Then somebody will say, yeah, this is a man. You own up to it. Why? Let me say very, very pleasant. Good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora. Our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on 87.9. This is Freedom Hard Talk. We talk the hard way. We talk the hard issues. We involve the personalities without fear. But we maintain our boundaries and our friendships and our relationships. This platform is intended to speak for the ordinary people, reflect the issues that are confronting them, the issues that they are concerned about. This platform is not intended to build enmity, create enemies. When we step on your toes by our utterances or our analysis or our criticisms, we share no regret. You use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. Because we are doing it for the people. Just a lot to talk about as always. So let me welcome all of you to this edition of the show. Today is Wednesday in Monrovia, the Republic of Liberia. It's the 13th day of August 2025. My people don't want to hope on nobody. My hope that I have them broke on. Telling you, brother. So this is Freedom FM. This is 87.9. This is Freedom Hard Talk. Oh, the CDC party haircutters. Oh, the Fonati Kofa Ason case. Oh, the U.S. State Department Human Rights Report 2024.
Your vision and your mission, your intention to that.
The Liberian Investigator newspaper is reporting something interesting about what was recently approved and endorsed by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Liberia, Mr. Joseph Iman Bouaka, concerning the contract at the Liberia Identification or the National Identification Registry. The Liberian investigator is reporting something interesting. The PBCC say, hey, we did not consent. Who convinced the president? Who informed the president? What message did they take to the president that convinced the president to act? Did the president act on his own? Did the president do proper due diligence? So we're going to flag for you here tonight the article written by the Liberian investigator.
Indeed, and not unique.
Yes, probably we might read you comments coming in or pulling in from different quarters of the country about the CDC headquarters. A writ of eviction is already issued by the court. Anytime the police may move in to facilitate the sheriff of the court to effect the eviction of the CDC from its party headquarters.
Why? But the question now.
I know CDC say they want to talk tonight. Don't worry, you will talk. Tonight we will give you the time to talk about the decision from the court to evict you from your party headquarters. But there are a lot of other issues that we have to exhaust tonight because we are closing in fastly on the weekend. Tomorrow, don't forget, is the last edition of the show. Friday, we don't work here. We take our break.
With the promises that led us to allow the damages.
So yes, this is the size and shape of the show. These are the issues on the menu for tonight.
The thing we saw, it frustrates us.
This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia, and it is in partnership with Win Liberia, our financial partner that gives away the cash to you. So tonight, all you have to do, we are wasting it wasain. So it's wasted wasa. Just make sure you have $50 Liberian on your Lone Star Cell mobile money account, or you have 25 cents in US on your Lone Star Cell mobile money account. Once you have that, you are qualified to play our cash giveaway tonight. As usual, my threshold is 200. Once the transactions reach 200, I'm going to do the jaws. We are paying you 5,000 Liberian dollars tonight. Imagine you're playing, you're spending 50 Liberian dollars to win 5,000 LD. So that's it. Just spend 50 LD and win for yourself 5,000 LD. All you have to do, just dial star 255 star 1 hash. Star 255 star 1 hash and send. When you send, two options will appear on your phone. Option number 1 will be asking you whether you want to play in Liberian dollars, and option number 2 will be asking you whether you want to play in US dollars. Whichever option you select, you send, and you enter your mobile money password. That's all you have to do to play the cash giveaway. Very shortly, we take a break from our sponsor and our partner, Crime Stopper Liberia and Win Liberia. When we come back, we welcome all of you who are joining us tonight via Facebook, and we'll move into our discussion. This break from our sponsor and partner. Oh, the Millennium Blue. Something went wrong.
Next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson, trained and set out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, First, hand Charles Taylor over to the special court for Sierra Leone for efforts of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you must report it. Don't take law in your hands for the real authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it. I mean you cheche. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Safety to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe. Let's stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia.
My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop slipping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go.
Win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, for just $100 or 50 cents United States dollars, you can win from 4,000 Liberian dollars up to 10,000 Liberian dollars. And for $200 Liberian dollars or $1 United States dollar on Japa days, you can win from 15,000 Liberian dollars, 50,000 Liberian dollars, 100,000 Liberian dollars, and up to 1 million Liberian dollars. For these amazing prizes, dial *255*1#. Again, dial *255*1#. The more you play, the better your chances. It's Win Liberia Cash Giveaway on Freedom FM.
Okay, thank you for rejoining us. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the show. Liberia is an interesting place, and our politicians are actually interesting as well. But invite others to join the show. So let's welcome those of you who are joining us tonight from the different places. It's good to have all of you. Gate, Harris Gate is joining us tonight from Dole Community. Henry Toh has also joined us from Cardwell. Peter Onde is following the show from Crown Hill. Abraham Addison is also joining us tonight from Upper Cardwell. Agatha Glasgow from Tinkers Village. Hilton Wulejedo from Greenville City there in Sino. Mohammed Balo is also following from Broville City. And Sue Famule has joined us from Cape Mount. As well, Venetius Junior Bar is following the show from New Kutan. Abraham Kumar has joined us from Iron Factory. Abraham Addison is following the show as well. Stanley Sharif has joined us from Grand Cape Mount. Opie O'Neill Johnson is following tonight. Opie, you're watching the show, so you can't be calling me ABO. Mawata Ability has joined us tonight. She said, good evening, Austin. Jank Fully Tomika is joining us tonight from Barber College. Dubon Hill has joined us as well. Hedidon Wilson, Kindness Conley are also joining us tonight. Ramses Saki has joined us tonight as well. Asata Miller is following the show. She says, good evening, Freedom Hard Talk. I'm watching live from Soul Clinic Community. Abu Bakar Sharif, Intelligence Bro, is also joining us tonight. Thanks to all of you for joining the show, and all of you who are commenting. We can read all of your comments tonight. But actually, it's good to have all of you joining the show tonight. So let's move into some serious business or serious issues that we obviously have to talk about. Just coming on the radio, I saw a post from a couple of clinicians and stars of the CDC. But let's talk about let's go straight to this. So those of you who are playing the cash giveaway tonight, the short code is just *255*1#. That's all you have to dial. And then but before dialing the short code, you have to make sure you have $50 Liberian on your mobile money account, or its equivalent. That is 25 cents. Once you have that on your mobile money account, you are qualified to play the cash campaign. And then, yes, you could win 5,000 tonight, 10,000 tonight, or 25,000 tonight. So that's it. Tonight, depending on the threshold, I've been paying $5,000, but I think I want to pay $10,000 tonight. So I will review the threshold and see what I can pay a winner for $10,000 tonight. So technicians, please take note. Please tell our partners to take note. Tonight is Wednesday, right? So I want to pay $10,000. Oh God, and I wish the winner can be a woman. And, since it's ladies' night. So tonight I'll pay $10,000. So Mr. Technician, please alert our partners that I want to pay $10,000 tonight. So yes, okay. So let's go and see. So once the threshold reach where I'm supposed to do a draw, I will do a draw *255*1#. It's the short code. Just make sure you have 50 LD on your mobile money account, or its equivalent in USD is 25 cents. And then, yes, obviously you're qualified to play the cash giveaway. So at 200, and yes, at 200, I'm going to run my first draw to pay the first person money tonight. So the Liberian investigator is reporting this. Let's go to it and see what the Liberian investigator is reporting. It's an interesting piece. Okay. So they're reporting an article under the caption, who misled Bwaka on 44 million biometric ID card deal. Fresh documentary evidence and accounts from sources close to the executive mansion suggest President Joseph Yeman Bwaka may have been misled by members of his inner circle into approving a controversial 44 million biometric identification contract. People can call money even though for the despite the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission rejecting the proposed agreement, the deal involving Australian firm OSD International. Tomorrow, I take my time to tell you about OSD. Tomorrow, we'll do a whole show on OSD. Tomorrow, trust me. Australian firm OSD International was positioned to produce national biometric ID cards under Executive Order number 147, which mandates all Liberian citizens and residents to obtain a national ID. The Central Bank of Liberia and the National Identification Registry jointly began issuing the IDs, but the process was abruptly halted officially over administrative concerns. Multiple sources, according to them, told the Liberian investigator that top aides to the president, including Mama Kabiriti, her name has surfaced again. That UP owner Magoya. Mama Kabiriti, Molly Kamara. Molly Kamara is the economic advisor to the president. Yes, he's the. And Samuel Kofi Woods, he is the national security advisor to the president, allegedly concealed PPCC's July 7, 2025 rejection of the restricted bidding request from NIR. the commission had denied NRR's June 10 application to award the contract directly to OSD, instructing instead that the project undergo a competitive bidding process as required under sections 96 and 97 of the PPCC Act of 2010. These two sections, by the day judgment they come, the two of them will be the biggest victims. Those are the sections that can allow you to say, let's go do single sourcing, all of that. In a twist, raising further questions, President Bouakar's July 5 memo, 2 days before PPCC's formal rejection, authorized rules to chair a 10-member committee to finalize the selection of a contractor and uphold the contract signed with OSD, unquote, to avoid legal implications. Because he want no nose and all of that. Already breaching PPCC procedure. He said, I want no legal implication. He want no legal implication. The committee included the ministries of internal affairs, foreign affairs, blah, 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 blah. Recognizing the legal implications and the urgency of a timely resolution, it is hereby mandated that the previous procurement process be upheld. Unquote. Bouakar wrote, citing the existing contract between NNR, LTA, and OSD. You see, the article is elaborate. It's not elaborate. So I can exhaust it. It's a short article. According to sources, NNR did not comply with the PPCC's directive, as pressure from influential figures around the president intensified to push the OSD deal forward. The controversy is already drawing comparisons to the government's disputed yellow machines F-moving equipment deal, which faced criticism over alleged procedural breaches and inflated cost. You see, the last time we were having a conversation, I think what was that? It was 2 weeks ago, and I told a couple of government official friends that the NRD is going to be a fraud. And I said 2 things to them, and it's good that these things are resonating now or resurfacing. The first thing I said is that the company that the government was considering, or individuals close to the president were considering, is the company, the contractor. The contractor has a fraudulent record. They have a poor performance record, even in Australia where they operate. You don't want to ignore a PPCC process to accommodate a company or a contractor with questionable records. Firstly, performance. You don't want to do that. And no decent government, unlike an indecent and useless government like Joe Bouacar, will want to do that. But no decent government will want to do that. A responsible government will want to do that. the screen. So, you're sorry for the interruption. So, like I was saying, do not allow anybody to tell you that Joe Braga does not know what is happening around him. Yes, the Liberian investigator may have written a decent story, but to assume that Mr. Braga may have been misled by somebody, no. I don't agree. I totally disagreed. There are essential intellectual properties that are supposed to be jealously protected by every individual, especially when you're performing duties in public service. Joe Barker, it is assumed that he comes to public service with over 43 years of experience. It means Barker has been signing for over 43 years. He has been applying his signature to documents for over 43 years. And Barker has never been deputy or he has always been head of entity. It means Braga is aware or should be aware that he has been signing in public service for over 43 years. So he is supposed to know when you are affixing your signature to public document, you are supposed to preview, background, audit, review. So you preview, you view, and you review. You preview. When they go into the draft and brings it to you, that draft that comes to you, you preview it. Say, yeah, it's okay. Y'all go do the final copy. When they do the final copy, when the final copy is completed, they bring it to you, you view the final copy. When you view that final copy, you sit down for give a few minutes. Probably you want to make one or two consultations or research or stuff. Here, please follow on this wall. Please follow up on this. Please follow up on this company. I need a full summary of this company's performance, of this company, including performance, criminal record, everything. That's what leaders are supposed to do. That's what you have. Presidential press secretary, you have research officer in your office, you have executive secretary in your office, you have minister of state in your office, you have everybody, deputy minister for press, you have legal advisor, national security advisor, economic advisor. That's the essence of having all of these people in your office. Mr. National Security Advisor, I need every security. I need you to conduct security check on this company. Let's know the security. Let's know whether this company is clear of all criminal activities. That's the responsibility of the National Security Advisor. That's why I do not have any problem with Mr. Braga appointing Kofi Woods to chair the committee. Because it's a foreign company, the police cannot do background on a foreign company. The immigration cannot do background on a foreign company. The DEA will not do background on a foreign company. But the National Security Agency can do background on a foreign company and on any other person or any other institution. These people are coming here to work. We need to know their standing. Who are they? What is this company? So the National Security Agency is supposed to do that background on them. Let's know them. Let's know whether they have any criminal record. So appointing the National Security Advisor to the president to spearhead or chair that committee was a smart decision by the president. Did they consider all of these things? No, they didn't consider that. Now, when the final document came to the president and the president put his signature on it, what did he see? Did he see a security clearance of the company? President Salif that I know will request security clearance, proof of security clearance for that company. before signing. Eddie will never sign any contract, anything contract related thing, will all requesting proof of security clearance. Ask people who work with her. You may hate her, but I don't hate her. I love her. Because it is important. Some of these companies are connected to jihadist groups. They are terrorist groups. They are connected to terrorist groups. They are used for terrorist financing. They are used to carry out money laundering. They launder money and it's illegal. And all of these terrorist groups and money launderers are connected to some of these international companies. That's the essence of getting security clearance from your national security agency. How come a man with over 43 years experience will sign endorsing a contract that has endorsing a contractor that has security issue, rare marks? How come the president will approve a company? A president that has an economic advisor will approve a company to come here and work in our country that will pay them millions of dollars. That does not have the economic, financial, and technical capacities to do the job. So who did the evaluation? What kind of assessment did we carry out on the company? I'm even getting reports from our sources that this company does not even have a history of managing 25 million cash, 25 million contract. Then we're giving it a contract worth over 44 million US dollars. Under a president that speaks good English and that is supposed to be having over 43 years experience and that is supposed to be the most sophisticated man in our country. I always say to you, Baka is the oldest person to have ever been elected to Liberia's presidency. And see the mess we have as a governance system. See the mess we have as a governance system. See the mess we have. See the embarrassment and the disgrace that continue to confront us as a people. And some of you think, oh yeah, it's just all about political party sentiment. No. I can tell you any day, and I can say this to everybody. CDC, UP, hey. Because even in the CDC government that we supported, we criticized the big names. So we're not afraid of that. If this country must be good, if this country must develop, if this country must progress, we need to stop cutting these and wasting. I mean, we're like wasting resources. Why are we awarding 44 million US dollars just to come in and do biometric work? Do you know that we have institutions in this country that can do that work? Do you know that we can spend 22 million US dollars in pump that money in the LTA, and the LTA can do that work along with the NIR? Do you know that? We don't need to hire a foreign company anyway. The LTA and the NIR can do that work. We don't need to hire them. Because we have people in the system who believe that man and power born them to steal and get rich and enrich themselves from state resources. That's why we are claiming Manuel Gisi in Lofa County. $44 million. Kofi Woods wants to steal. Mamaka Belede wants to steal. Molly Passer wants to steal. And all those buggers in the executive mansion want to steal. So let's claim the money. And those are the same people who want to be minister of state. Those are the same people who've been fighting Sylvester Grisby. Those are the same people been wanting to be minister of state. They've been fighting him. They were happy, celebrating when he got sick. He went to America. They were always praying for him never to come back to the executive mansion because they wanted the job to cut deals. Mama can't beat it. You call D Mama. D Mama. Always cutting deals. Always wanting to cut deals. She has to maintain her color. You know, the kind of color they hard to maintain, right? Mama can't beat the color expensive. Hard to maintain. Yeah, Samuel, but don't worry, we'll get there. Mama Kabele didn't color hard to maintain, so she has to maintain her color, so she will get involved in every shady and corrupt deal in this country that passes through the executive mansion. She is extremely corrupt. I read a piece from one of my friends. I will not call his name. He said it's an analysis of potential individuals to spare or to preside over the Ministry of State as minister. I was like, this guy that I know to be smart, is he serious with the pictures that he posted? You want us to take our country, our executive mansion, and turn the management of our executive mansion over to a Mamaka Bedete? Mamaka Bedete? Who does she know? All Mamaka Bedete friends are all BMs, drug dealers, and notorious criminals. Mamaka Bedete get one good friend. That executive mansion, Joe Biden presidency, helping to clean hospital. Any of you knew anybody called Mamaka Bedete in the country? Any of you knew anybody called? They say Mamaka Bedete get money. She can, Mamaka Bedete get money. She can run around. She can mobilize resources for Joseph Baka. What kind of resources Mamaka Bedete mobilize for Joe Baka? Some of you were not in UP campaign, but some of us have access to the different sensitive chat rooms. Somebody wants to come talk about Mamaka ability, mobilizing resources. Okay, what kind of resource you mobilize for Joe Baka? Corrupt ones, shady ones. Look, when you use these to go to power, when you use shady deeds to mobilize resources to fund your campaign, obviously you have to gather or galvanize money to pay those criminals back, else they will come after you. Ask yourself why the yellow machine didn't work. And I will say this tonight. I'm about to say something tonight because I'm aware. The yellow machine's D was a shaded D. That one I shoot to you're not here before. The real reason why Mamaka Bedete put the money of the yellow machine D up was it was a payback. They were using they wanted to use the yellow machine deal to pay the government group that helped us. You remember during the campaign, we told you that Joe Biden was working with terrorist group and criminal group and money launderers to fund his campaign, right? That some of you argue it. So the monies that they borrowed from the government group of company, they were using the yellow machines deal to pay back. So the yellow machine actual cost was inflicted. Trust me, that was the intent. Hey, Mamaka Bedete, as corrupt and criminal as Mamaka Bedete is, she will never go to steal over $23 million and put it into it. No, she will not do it. That big money down there. That big money. The actual intention was to pay back to that criminal group, the government group of company. They saw African billionaire. That was the real intent. So you know why? Even though the cost of these yellow machines will be around $32, $33 million, but I'm in the face. we will inflate the amount to pay your money back. What do you think they got Joe Bugger involved? To that extent. Endorsing every video, every different small video there, they were pushing Bugger into it. Because they were giving the guys assurance that Mr. Bugger is in this thing so it will work. Because the guys were not sure that yellow machine deal was going to work, that they were going to use it to get their money back. And when they wanted to come here, Mama Benedict's life is still at stake because of the yellow machine. They want to kill her. I'm telling you. She knows. Also, she has escaped their country on multiple occasions. There are things that we are not telling you, but I think we need to tell you. It didn't make Benedict feel safe. Currently, as we speak, she's angry. And she's angry because she is unable to seal or conclude the deal with the South Africans and the South Americans. And the Chinese. It's a whole syndicate, a whole conspiracy. She's insecure. That's why she was pushing for that deal to work. Because they would have used that deal to pay those people money back. She went and said, oh yeah, remember that money, go to our criminal friends. Your money. Mama Benedict understands a particular adage. Money, not like nose. Mama Benedict, she understands that one good. That's why he saw she had been quietly living in Liberia. That's why she had been living in Liberia quietly. She knows that she's able to mobilize dirty money. And she has dirty money. She's living on dirty money. She's surviving on dirty money. She's impregnated with dirty money. And that is why she was never into nasty activities. And she used her dirty and stink and rotten connections to bring in money into Joe Bugger campaign. Today, they cannot pay the money back. That is why she was pushing and fronting and upping to ensure that the yellow machine deal was sealed. Somebody tells me Mama Benedict will be best suited to be Minister of State. I dare Joe Bugger. I double dare Joe Bugger. I triple dare Joe Bugger. He not me. Bugger not me to appoint Mama Benedict as Minister of State. Even the senators, with due respect Joe Bugger, they will not confirm her. Fortunate for her, yeah, she gonna go for confirmation. Look, Mama Benedict is a disgrace and a disaster. She's a disgrace and a disaster to a woman who she's dirty, she's nasty, she's corrupt, her attitude is stink. I am saying that if we must fix this country, it can be a Mama Benedict making key presidential decisions, presiding over the key presidential discussions, implementing, following up, managing the office of the president. You take that kind of ratting character and you say she must manage the office of the president. Something happened to your brains? Something must be wrong with your brains. Bugger must not be normal. To even be considering Mama Benedict to be Minister of State, he must not be normal. He must be all of his mind to be considering a Mama Benedict with that kind of dirty and ratty and stink character to be Minister of State. Bugger must be, something must be affecting Bugger's thinking. Yes, I'm angry. I'm angry because you are projecting a dirty criminal like Mama Benedict to be Minister of State. So I'm angry. Yes, I'm angry. You have decent characters in this country. Why will you even take her picture and pull it up to say she's one of the Kennedys? Ha! Then they say potential Kennedy. You know what potential means? You know what potential is? Potential, by all definition and any interpretation, comes with qualities, the best qualities. Anytime you hear somebody use potential, it should come or it comes with the best qualities, the best standards, the best option. How the hell in the world a Mamaka ability with such a stink and deadly character will be amongst the best? Will meet our best standards, will meet our best qualities to be minister of state. Something happened to you? Our governance process? See what's happening with our identification registry. Must this woman need be involved into everything that has to do with some shitty deal? And trust me, you know who's under pressure now? The PPCC people. The PPCC people are the ones under pressure. They do not even have access to the president. They are being denied access to the president to even explain to the president, because if the PPCC folks are being given a chance, or if the PPCC folks were given a chance to sit with the president and speak with the president, Mamaka Pelete will be in deep mess. Even the Kofi Woods man. So PPCC folks, they're not going to get access to the president anytime soon. The day you see PPCC folks sitting with the president on this matter, it means they're going to apologize. Or they're going to get blasted at. How do we succeed? How do we run a country that wants to make progress? We are chasing the US government for current. We begging them to get all current. They refine and say MCC compact. We begging them for current. Please buy me current. Just sit down in your chair in your seat tonight and imagine a Liberian boy. They want for the B money and the B sister. Imagine your begin saying, B says he's got buy me current. Eh? Those of you who are Gopa, your cousin Gopa and Brabidin, just imagine your picking or your leg calling you and Brabi, and then in far calling pieces. Or baby, because they train this, they can call her Gopa and baby or baby and in calling. So just sit down and imagine. That's the position Liberia is in. Gafana is going to reduce into being a goddaughter, a picking. So you be calling America, Brabi, you gotta buy all Korean. Kavana calling America, Brabi, you gotta buy all Korean. Pro, you gotta buy all Korean. B say, I need Korean, you gotta buy all Korean. That's the most simple or simplistic definition or understanding of the MCC relationship between Liberia and America. We begging to buy us current. A country that is begging another country to buy current. That the country here say they can spend $44 million to do NIR, National Identification Card. Does that make sense to you? The country that is begging America, say America, please buy our current. It's a country that is reducing her share in the Liberia Traffic Management DSA. We have 55%, but just get all 35%. A country that is begging America for electricity for current to buy our current is the same country that is reducing our share in the B Mountain deal. B Mountain say our royalty at 10%. Liberia say, yeah, let's reduce our royalty from 10%, our owner equity from 10% to 5%. But they're begging America to buy current while they are reducing their equity from 10% to 5%. Same to the GTMS. Same to ABM terminals. You think Americans are stupid people? They are following you. They know you don't mean business. You're not ready yet. Because they see your potential. They know your potential. The Americans are 1,000,000% aware of Liberia's economic potential. The Americans are 1,000,000% aware that Liberia is not utilizing or economic potentials. The Americans are 1,000,000% aware that Liberia is cutting backdoor deals and all of that to undercut her revenue. The Americans are aware. They will not give you the money because you're not a serious government. Who told you they are not aware? The Americans are aware that you go to B Mountain and negotiate a contract and you reduce your ownership, your equity ownership. They are aware. And you want to be multi, you have 10%. And you reduce it to 5%. The Americans are aware. It means you don't want money. Donald Trump is increasing import tariff. Donald Trump, president of the greatest country in the world, is increasing import tariff. Import tariff on bigger economies in the world. In Liberia, a poor, struggling, dirty, illiterate society is reducing her ownership, her share in companies. The UP throwing the mud, the CC throwing the dumper. Who cares? What do we care about? Liberia. Let's be frank. Let's face the reality. America, the greatest country in the world, is increasing import tariff. Everything that goes into America now, on all of the bigger economies, Donald Trump has increased tariffs on them. If you are paying 8%, you're not paying 16%. Most of them 50% increment, 35% increment, 45% increment, some 75% increment, some 82% increment on import. Everything that goes to America. When you ship to America, the tariff has increased. Donald Trump increased it. So America rich, America has a comfortable economy. They are still struggling to improve their economy. So they want, but how do they improve their economy? They said they want to make more monies. Not just that, they want to give or return American companies and firms to Americans. And they want to make America great again. They want to put more monies in the pockets of Americans. In healthcare, in insurance, in all of that. So Americans, they are prioritizing Americans. So they are increasing tariffs and taxes and all of that on foreign or non-American firms and companies. That's what Donald Trump is doing. The country that we are begging for money is increasing tariffs, increasing taxes on non-American investment and non-American firms and companies. We Liberia that are begging America, we are reducing our ownership. We are reducing our ownership in the non-Liberian companies and industries and firms that are operating in our country. You tell us, I want somebody to tell me and say we get sense. Let somebody tell me we get sense. I really need somebody to tell me, say, yes, Joseph Barker is too experienced, he gets sense, he wants to grow the budget. Our budget is still around 800 million US dollars. We are struggling to increase our budget to 1 billion US dollars. Gaffron, the Minister of Finance, said by 2026, he expects that he will be able to raise our budget to $1 billion. We are in 50% of the third quarters of our budget year, of our budget period. Because today is the 13th, 14, 15. By the 15th, we've gone already 50% in the third quarters of the budget of the fiscal year. It means we only have one more quarter left, plus 1 more 15 days. The budget year is finished. Let's visit the revenue authority. Because from July to current, let's see what LRA has been able to generate and see whether it's enough to fund our operational activities, just the operational activities of the government. Obviously, it's not enough. LRA is running into deficit right now because from between July to date, LRA is still reading red. They're still underperforming. So they can accommodate government's operations now as we speak. And Musa Bedete said that on what do you call the guy? Judas, I think it was Judas. Yeah, Judas J show. Musa Bedete said that I listened to Representative Marcus Thomas. He called to start talking about budget performance report. We're talking about revenue capacity to fund your operation. Then the co-chair on Ways and Means is talking about budget performance report. I'm like, hey, should this guy be qualified to serve as co-chair on Ways and Means? Because there are two different things he's talking. How does technically budget performance report does not give you an inside understanding or in-depth understanding whether your government is financially well or okay to fund your operations. budget performance report does not give that. The budget performance report will tell you clearly say what we budgeted for to spend in this quarter, we achieve it or we did not achieve it, and why we didn't achieve it, or what the deficit is. But the actual source that is supposed to tell you what you have, what you are able to spend on, what you are able to finance is your revenue intake. That's not your budget performance. That one talking about what you have done. Budget performance is telling you what you have done. So technically, the budget performance report will not answer that question about your ability or your current capacity to fund outstanding and immediate operations of the government. So I listen to him and say, like, this guy, who made a guy co-chair on Ways and Means? Who made him? Who made it? So we are running red. Our revenue streams are declining by the day. They're not performing to expectation. They are not performing to expectation. And we are reducing our ownership in key investments in our country. But the other day, we are spending more on foreign companies that come here to do our national ID card. Our national identifications that are supposed to bear our biometric. We're giving national ID card to an Australian firm. We're giving traffic management to another company, a Chinese company, or to a Chinese company, and all of that. And we are reducing our ownership. We say traffic management, where we have 55%, let's reduce it to 35%. B Martin, we have 10%, let's reduce it to 5%. GTMS, we have 65%, let's reduce it to 30%. And the list goes on and on. We finish reducing all our ownership in the foreign companies that are investing in the country or operating in the country. Then we run to America and say, America, please buy our current. Let's be frank. What sense does that make? We have cried behind all governments, including any Johnny Sedi government, CDC government, UP government, say we're breaking your NRA aliens and mass. You please establish 2 windows. Right? We said we're begging you please establish 2 windows at B Martin. B Martin is extracting our gold from this country. And the NRA does not even, the Ministry of Mines and Energy does not know the quantity of gold that is being extracted from our country. How does NRA value the gold that is being extracted from our country when Mines and Energy does not know the quantity? Because Mines and Energy is supposed to be able to tell us, say, this is the quantity of gold that we have or that we are extracting from this country or that we have extracted for the period of August. Based on this quantity, NRA will come in and value it. When NRA values the gold, then they tax it. NRA will know how much it is expecting after the sales of the gold. That's how it works in other countries, and that's how it is supposed to work in a country that has a cash-based budget. That depends on NRA to generate revenue from taxes and royalties and all of that. And all the potentials you have to collect to generate revenue, to increase your revenue from royalties, you are giving them out to foreign companies. And you expect that serious human beings that some of us are supposed to sit down and say Liberia is going somewhere? You expect that we sit down and say Liberia is going somewhere? How is that possible? Where is Liberia going? You have 800 plus million budget. You're spending over 600 plus million on operation to buy pen, to buy paper, to buy gasoline, to buy gas, to buy fuel, to buy cars, to buy to pay salaries. You got 800 million budget. More than 600 million going to you buying gas, buying real machine, or buying stationery, buying fuel, buying gas, buying paying salaries, scratch gas, everything. You're spending all of that on the How much are you investing in the real sector? Nothing. How much are you investing in the private sector? Nothing. Even your domestic tax record is poor. Your domestic debt record is poor because you're not even paying domestic debts. The medium firms or small businesses that you are indebted to, you are still owing them. How do they grow? How do they expand when you are not paying them, when you are indebted to them? How do they expand their small businesses to medium-sized businesses? How do they expand from medium-sized to large businesses? Because when the private sector grows from small to medium, from medium to large, that's how you build a middle class. That's how you build a middle class. Because you need financial capacity, real investment. It starts with the small businesses, it transcends to the medium businesses, and then it extends to the large businesses. So imagine you have a middle class, it means LRA will generate more money because if you have 200 businesses, let's say you have 500 small businesses in the country, it means you have 500 businesses that are paying small taxes to the small tax division. Let's say after 1 year, you have 200 businesses, all of the 500 small businesses transitioning to or expanding to the medium size level, meaning they will start paying million tax. Meaning they're paying more taxes. And when they pay more taxes, LRA will generate more money. After another year, those medium-sized businesses that join the other ones will start paying maybe an increase of 300 if there were 200 before paying or large tax. They increase. It means LRA will generate more money. So if small businesses were paying $100 each, and at 200, calculate 100 times 200 businesses. If they transcend to medium businesses and they're paying and because they're medium, they have to pay $200 on taxes per annum. Depending on there's a flat rate. It means considering that it's a flat rate, it means those medium-sized businesses $200 times 300 or 200. Let's take it at 200. It means LRA revenue has increased. Because if you're small and paying 100, it means you're large, you're medium, you're paying 200. LRA experiencing 50% increment. Sorry, 100% increment. Because you're paying 100 and you're paying additional 100 on it. So I mean, LRA will be experiencing 100% increment in taxes for medium-sized businesses because 200 businesses were paying 100. Now, all of 500 small businesses, 500 businesses were paying. You already had 200 million businesses paying 200 every month. Every month for taxes for the tax bureau. 200 small businesses expanded or transitioned from small business to medium-sized business. It means those 200 are going to join the already 200 that were paying $200. That 400 now. So if 200 times 200 medium-sized business paying, for the math students, I was generating what? Yeah, that do small. I don't do math. I calculate because I'm not math student, right? So let's say 200 times 200. I would talk about $40,000. So I mean, LRA was generating someone at 200 persons, medium-sized businesses, right? They were paying $40,000 every month to LRA in taxes, or every tax period, every tax period. And then the economy is so performing to the extent that 200 more persons left small, medium, and transition to medium. It means the medium-sized business has increased to 400. So this money is going to $80,000 per the tax period. So let's say the tax period is 3 months, quarterly per the budget performance or the budget implementation. So it means every 3 months, LRA will now no longer be collecting $40,000. Instead, LRA will be collecting $80,000 just from medium-sized businesses because first you have the 200 person paying $40,000. 200 person more join them. 100% increment. So LRA will make more money And when LRA makes more money, what does it do? That money is being pumped into the public sector. So if you're spending, if you could not afford before for public sector investment, it means you have something now to invest in public sector. Meaning, if you're not building roads before, you can start building roads. If you're building roads at a slow pace, it means you can increase your speed now to start building roads. Because why? You are generating more money to pump into public sector investment. And people around the president are supposed to understand these things. And the way we generate these monies is by, through taxes, the revenue we collect, royalties, funds, interest, service charge. And we see our country. For me, it pains me when I sit down and see our government negotiating, especially in the real sector. Especially in the real sector. I sit down, I see our government negotiating with people, extracting our gold from our country and reducing our ownership. We had 10% royalty, my people, in B Mountain. Meaning, any gold B Mountain take from here, when the gold they sell, we got 10% on what they sell. Or on their profit. We negotiated or renegotiated a deal and reduce our royalty to 5%. Then Gafan comes to lecture me that we want to fake our budget from 800 million to 1 billion. And I am supposed to believe that? All my instructors who taught me public finance will tell me, say, oh, see, you don't get sense. As a student of public finance, I am not supposed to believe that. Yes, I can brag about that. As a student of public finance, I am not supposed to believe that. I am supposed to be aware that it does not make sense. It will not make sense. I am supposed to be aware that it will never happen. And I have to tell you, listening to me tonight, that it's never going to happen. If we want to grow our budget, we have to adapt strategies. We have to take political decisions backed by our laws that will increase revenue. And we have to spend wisely as well. You can be engaged into wasteful spending and you say you want to increase your budget. How is that possible? Why are we paying 44 million to do ADICA, National Identification Card? When the very year I got my national ID card, NIR was doing it. And they spend less than that money to do it. Why are we proposing 44 million now? What else are they going to be doing when in fact we are also contracting another Lebanese company to start doing another biometric ID card for driver to issue driver license? We also have the National Elections Commission doing biometric for us, taking biometric from us to do voter registration. Even though we agreed that there are different time intervals. The driver license, for me, my driver license will expire, I think, 2020 something or 2030 something. Yeah, something around there. But not Jenna Bennett. So honestly, so can we synchronize anything, any identification or any identity that has to do with us, that will be extracting our biometric? Can we synchronize it? That we can use a single identification to process and transact and do any other thing? Can we? Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. But the deal with OED or something from Australia, they're not going to synchronize our national identification. It's not going to include NEC. We are not going to be using our national ID card to go vote. NEC will still be issuing voting card, and she will still be extracting our biometric information. The Lebanese company, the Liberia Traffic Management, will not be using driver license to vote or to transact, to do banking transactions and all of that. The government said no. we must use national ID card and our passport to do banking transactions, especially our national ID card. So it means even if I gave my biometric to LTR and they gave me my driver license, I'm not going to use it for driving purposes. So my biometric will be this should be there at 3 different places, and we are getting or generating less money for it. Hey, there are a lot of things that are not making sense, folks. Yes, we can be. And the other day, I was telling one of my colleagues from the Ministry of Finance. I said to him, "Look, bro, Liberia has a huge potential. Liberia has a potential to increase her revenue or her budget to even $2 billion. And I can sit down all day and tell you how and why. Because we are not short of the streams that we need to generate revenue. We are not short of laws. I give you an example: real estate. What have we done as a country to collect real estate taxes? My father told me at the time he used to work at the Ministry of Finance as but then they used to call them tax collector. He said at the time they used to work at the Ministry of Finance, the first group of people that used to pay taxes are government officials. In our country today, do we have government officials paying taxes? No. Ask all your government officials, including Joe Bagger. Ask Joe Bagger when last he paid tax, real estate tax on the house that he's sleeping in. I did an investigation in 2018 about this. And I was able to establish that even as former vice president, he didn't pay taxes on a house in rehab. And as former vice president of the 2018, he had not paid 1 cent on the house he was living in. And this does not only apply to Joe Bagger. It applies to all officials on earning did not pay real estate taxes on their properties. Some of them are still here, they still own their properties, they are not paying taxes. Officials on Georgia did not pay real estate taxes. Up to now, they are not paying real estate taxes on their properties. Officials in the current government have not paid. We just concluded a step phase of our investigation. We have the findings, and we're going after them soon. Key officials did not pay real estate taxes. If I were president, I will issue an executive order to compare all appointees, all presidential appointees in the country to publish their real estate tax. They need to be in compliance with the LRA. If they're not anything real estate, do you know how much millions real estate can generate annually? And we are running around talking about, we want generate, we want budget, we have a budget of 800 billion. Real estate tax annually can account for 65% of that amount. If just public officials, if just government workers who own properties can be made to pay real estate taxes, we can push up to 65% of our annual budget. What does it say? It means we'll be chasing 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 billion US dollars as our budget. Does Parker have the political will to issue executive order to compel his presidential appointee to pay real estate taxes? No, he doesn't have, because even he himself is delinquent and non-compliant. And these are the conversations we are supposed to be having. I told you, for me, I'm so tired of politics. I'm not interested in the political discussions. I'm interested in the policy prescriptions that were presented to us by this government and say, these are the things we will do. They promise to raise and increase the budget. Let's hold them. Let's just chastise them. Let's hold them their feet to the fire to do what they promise to do. Because if they do it, it's going to work for the people. And I am interested in the people, not Joe Barker, not President Weah. I'm interested in the people. Yes, I have no reason to be sitting there, people calling me John the List. Some of us who got different skills, different careers, we can work in different places and do different things and make money. We don't have to talk. Some of us can be quiet and make money because we have different skills, different trainings that most of you do not even know. Some of you only think, oh, the people are just journalists, only journalists in the day, they only know how to talk. But we're doing these things because of the vast majority of the people. They are our interest. They are our interest. How can a man with over 43 years of experience only in public service, the oldest man to have ever been elected to the Liberian presidency, is messing up the country like this? It's messing up the system like this. And you want us to sit down and don't just start because he our grandpa or our great grandpa? Don't tell me that thing. Baka made huge promises to the people. He lied. They used propaganda to come to power. Everything bad that happened in this country, that CDC and Georgia did it. That's the message they projected and allow and stop and allow the message to resonate with the people. Today, as I speak, or tonight as I speak, where are we as a country? Is everything okay? Does everything look like it's going to get okay soon? These are the conversations. Do you really think I'm interested in you, Joe Baka, Tessin Fanatic Kofa, or Tessin Sibo, who you know, and the whole country knows that they have done nothing, that they didn't bring capital building? No. Do you think I'm interested in, CDC headquarters there, CDC headquarters that, CDC headquarters so? UP lost their headquarters. They were indebted. They owe the people. They lied. They didn't pay rag. The people evicted them because they were owing. You in house, you get paid rent. UP still came and won election here against CDC that were now owing rent. We are too inclined to know that these things are little things that matter to us. There are bigger pictures that we are supposed to be looking at. Do you think removing CDC from our headquarters has any bearing on the popularity and the capacity and the potential of George Weah and the CDC to win election and come out of power in 2029? No, it doesn't have anything on CDC. CDC can squat in my one bedroom in Broadville and they will still win election if Joe Baka continues to underperform. This is the reality that we must understand. Take CDC, carry the grand crew, and see whether, and let Joe Baka continue underperforming and see whether George Weah will not return to the presidency in 2029. Take CDC, take George Weah, keep it in Ghana, keep it in Nigeria, keep it in Africa. I mean, just disconnect him, just disconnect him from the body politics and see whether, and let Joe Baka continue to underperform and recklessly run the country and think he will be re-elected in 2029. Who's talking to Joe Baka? Who's speaking to him? Who's advising him? What is talking to him? We want to know what is talking to Joe Baka. Because it seems like a robot that is disconnected from the realities on the grounds in Liberia is talking to Joe Baka. Because a robot is not feeling the pinch, the suffering, the agony, and the distress that Liberians are going through. That's why it says to me, if Joe Baka had people around him that were seeing, having access to the distress and the pains and the agonies that Liberians were going through, they will not be telling him, Mr. President, all is well. They will not be telling him all is well. No. They will be telling him, Mr. President, we have to double up. Mr. President, all is not well. Mr. President, there are challenges in these areas. Mr. President, we need to address these challenges. Mr. President, this is how, or these are how we can address these challenges. Mr. President, we need to take some hard political and economic decisions to ensure that we revitalize certain key sectors. The most dormant, paralyzed, dead sector under Joe Baka is the agriculture sector. Somebody tell me I'm lying. When last did you hear anything about agriculture under Joe Baka? Agriculture remains the most dead, the most paralyzed. The sector under Joe Baka. He's talking nothing. He's doing nothing. He has said nothing. He will talk nothing. He will do nothing about agriculture. He has given up on the agriculture sector. He has one puppet sitting there at the Ministry of Agriculture doing nothing, just attending conferences, on trips with Joe Barker and taking pictures. Nothing he's doing. We have a country that is not making progress, and we place our sectors, our system in circle. It's just circulating. It's circulating. When we reach a point where it gets stuck, then it comes back. Circular flow. In economics, they call it circular flow. Boom, a revolving. When it hit a point, inflation point, it goes beyond. In Liberia, economic policy say our inflation should be in single digit, right? Yeah. Our economic, according to our monetary policy say our inflation should be in single digit. So you see the money in circulation, right? In the economy, in the money market, in the economy, the money in circulation will be revolving. Those of you watching, it will be revolving like this. It will be revolving. So the money is revolving, it's in circulation, it's flowing. So that's what they call the circular flow. So it's flowing. Now, it's flowing in one digit because our monetary policy say our inflation rate should always be in one digit. The moment it crosses one digit, it means, hey, we have reached inflation point. We have to take austerity measures. So the moment it reaches 2 digits, it starts coming back down. Meaning one currency is already in flow. As soon as it reaches our inflation point, it means another currency is being devalued, right? So it starts coming back. It starts coming back. It starts coming back. So that's how our problems. That's how our problems are in the country. Year in, year out, we want to address particular issues. Barker spoke a lot about rice production. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Barker comes back to power. Barker comes to power. What has he done? He has not even had a meeting with the rice importers. Because the rice importers, they are running a cartel. The commerce minister in their pocket. The national investment people in their pocket. The agriculture people in our pocket. So anything that has to do with growing our own rice in this country, they will fight it. They will fight it. They will pump millions into it to fight into people's pockets to fight it. And they will close it. They will ban people in the executive mansion that Barker will never hear about rice production in a whole life until he leaves the presidency. That's how the cartel works. So Barker is silent. The man who is supposed to be an agriculturist with over 43 years experience, former agriculture minister, former LPMC man who are presiding over the agro sector or the mini sectors in the mini system in the agro sector that are supposed to drive production. Where is he today? In Ghana. Ghana has just, the other day I was telling you, right? Ghana has just increased, has just pledged or committed to paying 50% to farmers in Ghana. Once you are a farmer in Ghana, they will be able to pay you additional 50% of your product, of the price of your product on the world market. So let's say your cocoa, the price of cocoa, maybe 1 ton of cocoa, one ton of cocoa on the world market is $100. Ghana say they will pay you $50 per ton in addition to what they already paying you, increment. So if they were paying you $25 for it, and then the price of the cocoa on the world market, that $100, it means they are adding $50 to what they were paying you, meaning you farmers in Ghana now will now be making $75 per a ton of cocoa. That's how we grow our sector. That's how we are supposed to operate as a country. That's what a good leader will seek to do and seek to achieve. What do we do here? What are we doing here? We are still corrupting the system and allowing one old man to sleep all day and have his will. We come out and say, well, oh, the president is doing well. Oh, the president is doing well. Oh, the president is doing well. And that's all my UP friends will say, oh, Joe Barker is doing well. We need to open a church or a praise and worship center for Joe Barker where we all can sit down. All of you just sit down and praise, sing Joe Barker. Oh, Joe Barker. All hail Joe Barker. Long live Joe Barker. When the old man in his own man knows. I mean, the old man in his own man doesn't even know what is happening in the country. Then you bring a reckless woman with dirty character, the mama got baited and say she can't be minister of state. I want to see that day that won't happen. The day that won't happen, I'm taking myself, my children, and moving in the country. Go. I swear, I'll be doing my show from outside Liberia. Mama got baited, minister of state. You know Mama got baited. Look, I've been deeply involved into national politics at age 16. At age 17, I was already sitting down with President Serif as political leader of the Unity Party. At age 17, I was already sitting down with national leaders, top politicians at age 17. At age 17, I already sat down in meetings with presidential candidates in 2005 at age 17. So I'm young, but I've seen a lot. My experience is huge. You bring a mamaga ability even me to tell me what? To be minister of state, to manage as our executive mansion. What goes in, what leaves the executive mansion, discussions that are held in executive mansion, who sees the president, who does not see the president, who makes follow-ups on commitments made to Liberia and commitments made from Liberia. Mamaga ability, something happened to your brain. Something must be wrong to Liberians, especially United Palestinians. To even be bringing Mamaka Bede close to the executive mansion. Baka is already a disaster to the executive mansion. Then you take a mess, a dirty character like Mamaka Bede and brings her to executive mansion and say she should come manage executive mansion. Your something happened in your brain, eh? Let me take calls, man. Let me take calls. Because the thing hurting me. It's hurting me. It's hurting me. That you call it, we are trying to grow our country, develop our country, put our country on par with other countries. And we still want to operate below 2% when the ratio is from 1%, from 1 to 10. And we say we must still operate. I think John Weather was operating between 5 or more. And he said we can't operate below 2%. Let's take calls, folks. I don't know whether you guys play the cash giveaway, to see whether I can give you money, but I'm going to check the dashboard. But let's be taking calls. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Don't worry about the CDC headquarters. Political party in this country need to focus on headquarters and all of that. Hey, I'm speaking in context. You need a headquarter, but being evicted from a headquarter influenced by the ruling party is nothing to worry about. It should be nothing to worry about. There should be nothing to worry about. Being evicted from political party, that's not something to worry about. The CDC people have to go back in a closet and recalibrate, re-strategize, adjust, identify our lapses, and focus on the real issues. You're talking about relocating party haircut. You know what I mean? People in CDC get real properties or on the Boulevard Road. They're waiting to give and sell if I do the party. You're talking about party haircut. You better go later and sleep and relax yourself and think about party haircut. So something happened today in the arson case at Capitol Building. Let me just summarize and we'll go to the lines to take calls. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Are the numbers to call and be a part of the show tonight. Like I said, I will go to the line and see whether you guys have met my threshold. If you guys meet my threshold, I will do draws to pay people $5,000 tonight. So on today, they have been rejecting the George Roosevelt Willie is being influenced by the Unity Party and the government. You can't get any independent trial from George Roosevelt Willie. He's already compromised. He has been arm twisted. The judiciary now works in the pocket. It now sits in the pocket of Joe Barker. Probably not even in the pocket of Joe Barker. Probably the entire judiciary now sits in the commode of Joe Barker. You can go there. You whistle on it. The entire judiciary now sits in the commode of Joe Barker. Before they were in a pocket. Now, he whistling on it. They were in a pocket. He can come and sit down on it. But now, All the entire judiciary is in the command of Joe Bugger. He can waste it on it. When someone running, you going waste it on it. When you're farming, you going waste it on it. When you drink water too much, you want waste it on it, you going waste it on it. He pulling on them and vomiting on them. He wasting it on them. They in a command. Rack nothing. No, you cannot get justice out of the current judiciary that we have. It's already compromised. Like I said, it's in the command of Joe Bugger. So Judge Roosevelt Wade has requested everything from the lawyers representing the lawmakers and our brothers that are in the Monrovia Central Prison. They did everything. Then when the lawyers said no, the state lawyers say, hey, we not agree with the bill, they the bond. He said, okay, you can't argue your disagreement with the bond. They went to them to argue the disagreement with the bond. The man who provided the surety bond said, yeah, these are the papers, these are my documents. Then the state lawyer said, no, we're not just it. Then the judge said, okay, with subpoena, LRA to come and testify to prove, to confirm that the surety bond is real. Because the judge and the lawyer and the state lawyers are aware that the bond is actually qualified, it met all standards and all of that to LRA, and they know that when LRA come on Monday to testify, LRA will definitely testify that the bond is valid. And the judge will rule to admit the bond and release our brothers from the Monrovia Central Prison. What did the Solicitor General do today? Just as the guy who are going to provide a surety bond in the case, the judge scheduled the appearance on the case for Monday. You know what they did today? The Solicitor General, without any writ of arrest, nothing, ordered the police officer, the police, to arrest the fellow who went to provide the surety bond. They ordered arrest. They ordered his arrest. No case, no allegation, nothing against him. They ordered his arrest. As we speak, he's in police custody. They arrested him. This is the Liberia that we have. No, if you are a traditional person, any police mail, any government official can after you to hunt you, go to your tradition and you say and kill that person or cripple that person or paralyze that person. Because they're using politics to humiliate people and intimidate people and even kill people. So before you kill me, hey, I go to my own route. I will target you. I will target you. Because before you kill me, I will kill you. Before you kill me, I will kill you. Because what is it? This is nonsense. This man, that's a business he does. He has been into this thing providing surety bonds for people. That's the business he does. He has the properties all around, all qualified. The properties are qualified, CODIFY. That's QUA. The legal word. His properties are all qualified, CODIFY. Right? So what now? Because that phonati there, and they will release the people on bond or on bail, and the government doesn't want it. So what they do? They order the man arrested, arbitrary arrest, send him to Monrovia, to the police headquarters to intimidate him. Now while the man is at the police headquarters, they are begging the man. They finish arresting the man, accusing the man, say the man bought properties from armed robbers. Armed robbers, people go armed rob, and the man bought the material, the items from them. That's the issue they have with him. The man say, "But what the issue about? What about? Y'all been the people who say I bought from them. I'm not buying nothing from nobody. When they say I bought from them, what did I buy from them? As I speak, the police, the Ministry of Justice, nobody can answer the question. The main accused cannot come. The complainant in the case cannot come. The man doesn't have no complainant. The state is the complainant. Hey, how can the state be the complainant? Where is the complainant? Who complained to the state? The state should always be the prosecutor. How come the state now is becoming the complainant? Somebody is supposed to come and complain the man. Nobody complain the man. The man say, hey, I can't say anything. Y'all bring me a complainant. I want to see the person that say I bought from them. Y'all bring the person or the persons. Now, as I'm talking to you, The government has not produced anybody to come and say, yeah, let me hear. You bought from me, an armed robber. You bought from me. We won't see the armed robber that went and complained to the state that said, yeah, hello, an armed robber, I go armed rob, and I sold to the man. Or the owner of the house that the armed robbers went to armed rob will come and say, yeah, the armed robbers, they armed robbed me, they took my car, I see my car with them riding, or they took my house, I see them living my house, or they took my days, I see it with them my watch or stuff, I see it with them. Where is the complainant? No complainant. But now they are behind the scene begging the man to withdraw his surety bond. Because they don't want those brothers to come out of Monrovia Central Prison. They feel it's going to be an embarrassment to the government. They don't have evidence to proceed into the case. They don't have anything against anybody. So they want to delay. So they let's create a delay tactic. You see the mess we're in? Yes, we'll talk about the Department of State report tomorrow. But this is the mess. This is the disaster we're in. As a country, they arrested the man. This is his full name. He's from Brownsville. From Brownsville. Patrick Como. They arrested Patrick Como today. Just as Patrick Como was leaving the court after admitting, confirming, validating that the property he's giving as a surety bond to secure the release of our brothers at the Monrovia Central Prison. Just as he was leaving the courtyard, the Solicitor General ordered police, instructed the police to arrest him. Why he go provide surety bond for the people? Hey, should that be the case? No. The Solicitor General should be concerned about adducing or producing the evidence that he has against those people to prosecute them. How the hell the government? I won't say something. Let me take course. But how the freak that the government got evidence against people who bring our freaking capital building and they can produce the damn evidence. And they're holding onto the evidence into that chest, in that different parts, and they want us to go be begging to bring evidence. When you say the people bring the building, we have evidence. Bring the damn evidence. Let's prosecute these people. And you holding the evidence to your chest, and you creating delay tactics and keeping people in jail. God bless y'all. We're in a democracy and we're in 2025. These are the nonsense that these electoral fools did that they come up and use that. Let me take call. 0776722705. So, no, not the number. 0776104104 0886 500 But no wonder why this come up and use your A. That's the reason. You're too damn illiterate. You're too damn illiterate to be in government. Most of you native or country people, you're damn illiterate to be in government. Look at the illiteracy. You come to the war and tell the war that you got evidence against people. Bring the evidence, let's go to court, prosecute the people, if you indicting them, prosecute them, send them to jail on the evidence you have. You say, no, we don't get evidence, or we're holding our evidence, but let's keep them in jail. Injustice that have plunged this country into chaos, and over 500,000 human beings die in the country. Hate, all of hate. People came to revenge. Law came to revenge. Model came to revenge. You need more J. You need more K. They also are all warring factors that came to revenge against humiliation, intimidation, harassment, political harassment, political intimidation, political humiliation. That's why people went to the butchers to fight war in this country. That's no reason. You disenfranchise people on political grounds. You didn't want to fight war because people are not having rest to eat. No. Because you were targeting your opposition people, your opponents, your political opponents. They got angry. That's why they went to the butchers and brought different groups here to come and fight war in this country. Because they wanted to really eliminate those who they consider their oppressors. And they will see the same thing reincarnating in the country under the other useless 81-year-old man. He called himself 45-year-old president. 0776104104 0886 500 Let's go to the telephone lines and pick about 5 or 6 calls, and then we can go home. Yes. Complete nonsense. Hello? Okay, this person, John, let's take it from this side. Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Colette Prince calling from Bon County.
From Bon, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for letting me just give my info. We have after being accusing someone. You must get complainer, and the second one has to do with evidence.
Sure.
If you don't have evidence in any case, you don't have money. So what the government doing, sometimes I may classify it to be waste fund.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah. So if I may classify it to be waste fund, before you establish case, you must get complainer and you must get sufficient evidence before you accuse someone. Thank you for your show.
Okay, let's take this call from the US. We lost him, so we'll take this one locally. Good evening to you. Let's hear you quickly.
Good evening.
How are you, my brother? So, Manor Drive, go ahead.
Thank you very much for information. You know, we told the Liberian people that if he was that competent of leading Liberian people. He's a betrayer. In fact, he's a big liar. A leader who is the only inconsistent leader we have ever seen in the history of our country is Joseph Nima Boakai. He was only doing this because he wanted to take power before he can die. For all of Liberians who did not know, they were jubilating around, oh, you're putting up there, you'll be the best. Just, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So thank you very much for your
Thank you. Let's go to let's go to Canada first before we go to the US. Welcome to the show, my brother.
How are you, Austin?
I'm okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, Austin. I appreciate the time. I appreciate what you keep doing. And also, Austin, I love what you're doing about the capital building case. So, if it calls for us to draw the capital building case, or maybe moving out of here for our people to see it, we'll see it. If it calls for us to show it all the time way on the radio, get an unshackled program, our people will be able to understand it because they need to follow the case. The guys, they don't just go in that place to burn building. It's not structure they were burning. They were getting rid of evidence.
Yes.
They were hiding the truth. You need to understand the thing. When the fire started, the police have not even tell you which room got burned. His men went there to go destroy or other reports for all the years. Payroll, records. All the things that people hiding. They didn't just go and say, well, go burn an empty chair. No. In our place, just imagine. In the Capitol building, one of the two most important people in the Capitol building have been there for years. They get died mysteriously after the thing. Haven't police say anything. The sergeant who have access to any part of that building, anybody want to move. When you talk about changing shifts, when you talk about bringing any crew in, when you talk about doing anything, any operation that have been access to key anywhere, the sergeant and control the thing. When you talk about the chief of clerk, records. The people that save all in our play, did the boss they save or did they leave the fire, the scroll they save? Nobody know that, you know. Look, Liberian people that building gets secret. Government secret. Over 50 years, over 25 years of government secret are in that building. That's why the body want to go destroy. You need to pay attention. And you see the way the government going at it? They're not respecting they're not respecting the law at all. They're doing their own things. Also, I realize it's not going to be praying for you every day because sometimes when you say, look, what you're doing, I can be in Liberia and do it against the government. You see how you see Costa not doing that because they're afraid.
I know.
I'm telling you, legally is the most dangerous guy you're playing with. The people left government, they didn't bring no investment, they didn't do nothing in government for 12 years, they didn't do all the things. They left government 6 years, they stay outside, they get me whole lot of nothing. They couldn't bring nothing, bring any investment to show, say, oh, the person was doing anything. Nothing. They came back 6 years. Wait. Let me say it's agriculture. What agriculture is? It's been over 2 years now. We'll be playing the fine, sending rest to Canada. If that not real agriculture, that's serious.
And then one of the biggest Liberian communities all around the world should be eating Liberian made rice.
Liberian made rice. Yeah, we eating Ghanaian food.
Yeah.
We eating other people for all the African market thing. I want people that want Liberia me sending all small thing they all through the post office me carrying sending about the order. They give me set up a poster address all the be shifting them back and forth there. They make us say agriculturally. In 100 days that JMBs will show us gonna be fun and people working on the play for all be saying to be there.
Okay, my brother, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, my man. Move away from the monitor now. Hello.
brother, Emmanuel Samen.
Go ahead.
The partner is a group of women like friends because we close with a old man. He didn't have a pay for that law. But you know, other like friends, the so-called like friends like in the country, they were not sure of any other thing. That old man for 2 years experience, man, wherever then they put in the project to kill. You understand? So the problem is that people will deserve that. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The right in the first thing is that you can be a leader, then you go one way of the country. You wouldn't care about your party, or you don't care about the Liberian.
Thank you. Let's hear the next person. Good evening to you. Go ahead.
Hello.
You're live. Let's hear you.
My name is Joe Thomas. I call from Canada.
Okay, go ahead.
You look very careful with you there. You are speaking English. You are being very.
Let's hear the next person. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, Pastor Dira McGill. Okay, I would like to speak in the case where this individual who left and tried to put in a bond for that of the people at the put there in to a test, and later on he was arrested by the police. The justice minister. I look at it to be, if indeed that information you're giving it is true, then I'm seeing it as a medium or as a means of creating chaotic circumstances in our society. And if they don't stop what is about to get split from its own course, I've seen it will be very devastating for everybody. Because where human beings sit and the rules of law is not being respected and guided in every aspect, they are a serious problem.
It's a serious problem.
Serious. Nobody should take it but you. Most of the, I've heard of that from this. They say that he got that dangerous. No, but the dangerous here. No, but the dangerous here. They must not take themselves to be dangerous here. No. Liberia does not want to, do not want to go into any destabilization.
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you, Pastor. Let's talk to somebody else who want to move in 3 minutes. Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Austin. This is Esmoka. Thank you very much for the work that you guys are doing for the Liberian people. Like you are seeing, the level of way, the level of experience and professionalism you guys have, you can make money anywhere. But because all what you did staying together, and at the end of the election, you guys decided to stay with us and help us to see what the future has to bring for us. So we always follow you guys. We appreciate you people. You know, you started out tonight because simply the genesis of the whole capital building case, there is no clear-cut understanding as the way in which the government is doing it. So we refer to it as a political witch hunt. Other people tell us that we are lying. But how come? The last time you talk about even the political vote was not valid. They got to send your back. After it was concluded that it was valid, they send it back again. Yeah. You know how long you guys have been in jail? You know how long they've been in jail? Finally, bro, I've been fired for them. They come from LRA. Then you say people should come from LRA to prove whether actually they come from LRA, the document that they brought. What kind of problem is
Which is not a bad thing, but the fact that they arrested, they sure it means that the man will not be available on Monday to face LRA.
Okay.
Yeah, that means it's going to delay the case and keep the guys in prison. That's the government intent. Keep them behind bars. That's all. All right, my brother. Let's talk to 2 more persons, and then we can go home. Just 2 more persons, we can go home. Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Hey, Austin.
Ambassador. Welcome, Ambassador. Ambassador, welcome.
Thank you, Husky. Thank you for the show, Lord. Let God bless all of you that are fighting for the people in the country. Lord, Husky, now Monica Benedict will talk about the serious criminal. Monica Benedict. The one yellow bosses and the yellow machine, you saw all yellow machine, not machine. What are you today? Now, no serious kid, okay, say he won't go to window shopping in China. What is brother? You said before what brother?
Now we talking about so. Now we can say him about. Now we can say him about. Okay, go ahead. I know what you're talking about. No, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, look, after the shop, they found quality. Then a lot of men snatched up. What does she brought bosses? Why believe the day? Okay. I mean, my son Austin. They a lot of men snatched up. Why they bother she brought it?
Who the man slash on? You better calling. You speaking code on now.
I was speaking for. I'm walking shorter. I'm walking shorter. When you say you were in, you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Okay, Monica Benedict. It's called Indian or any Monica Benedict. I want to see us. About the sheet.
You can say Alesh. Oh. My sister begging you, Baba, yeah? Baba. Baba. Baba, yeah? Baba.
So other man, another man is a hungry man. A hungry man is an angry man that he bring all the hala there in the land. Corruption.
My sister, the pepper, I can eat that pepper.
They killing us. Thank God you got our people that will vote and stay fooling us.
Oh yes, let me say thanks to all of you for following the show tonight.
Vote for us.
And tomorrow is going to be the last edition for this week.
You came my mind, I will vote for you.
You know, I almost didn't work this week because my car is down.
Let me pull it.
A good friend said, my man, I'll wait for you at the radio station. Every night I carry you home.
Then I make it so we get
Monday and Tuesday. I had the right keke to go. I was scared. The beginning again, wrong with the keke. Nah. So today, my man, I'll wait for you, yeah? I will carry you home until tomorrow and all of that. Until your car is returning from the garage. So thanks to that friend. And thanks to all of you for joining the show tonight, for following the show. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. But until then, it was a pleasure being with all of you. Do have yourselves pleasant moments in your respective areas. My name is Austin Kawa. Bye-bye.
The hunger killing us.